For everybody out there watching, it's one of the most controversial moments in the NFL, right? Like Pete Carroll, Coach Mike, right? Like Russell Wilson, Bobby Wagner, right? We're talking about this team could be a dynasty, and it comes down to one of the last plays.
The last play.
The last play.
Yeah.
Right. So
Thank you for bringing this up, Brian. I love that you're enjoying this. Yeah.
No, I like that's a good one. Thank you.
There you go. So I'm gonna tee you guys up and
explain
to the people, right? Because should we give it to Marshawn Lynch and run, but we call it pass?
Yeah.
But you were the guy on the other side that called the play for Malcolm Butler, who is sitting right here. Actually, we're gonna get him on the show as well.
Yeah, we're gonna grab
later
him.
to talk about this. But you guys go.
Yeah, well, it was a defensive call. It was called goal line 3 corner. And it was a play that we knew, Seattle liked to run. They like to run it in those situations.
Wait, Coach,
yeah.
How did you know that we like to run it? Because we didn't show that play.
Yeah, well, there's a lot of film study that goes involved with that play. And that you run that play a bunch. And there was some checks in that play that they would go to based on what the defense was doing, so that kind of 1 under 2 route to the one side, and then what we used to call snag 7 flat. Kind of that West Coast philosophy was on the other side of that formation.
So you had Brendan Browner and Malcolm Butler lined up against 2 of our receivers.
We did, yeah.
And walk us through it.
Yeah.
Actually, let's go back a step.
Yeah.
Okay. So
there's a lot to this game. There's a lot here. There's
game.
definitely a lot to this game.
Yeah, I was going to pick it up that we had like 2 or 3 wild offensive plays.
Yeah.
Jermaine Kearse caught a 40-yard bomb on his back.
Yeah.
Right? Like bobble. He's on his back and he catches the ball. And then you could feel the momentum.
Yeah, it shifted.
Yeah, you could feel all of it.
So it was definitely a situation where...
was that a broken play?
As far as him catching it?
Yeah,
or
from you guys.
No, I mean, honestly, we were right there in coverage. Malcolm actually made a good play. Deron Harmon is coming over. They had just changed the rule that year, so we were real cautious about hitting those guys.
That's right.
So Deron actually winds up jumping over him, and then the ball lands, and then he catches it. The hard part about that play was... I'm sitting there, it's across the field, so it's diagonally to my left, and I'm like looking, I'm like, oh my God, he just caught it. And I'm having complete flashbacks. Super Bowl '07, same stadium, David Tyree, who I coached at Syracuse University, catches one off his head, and I'm like, did this just happen again in this building? I hate this building. This is like the worst stadium to play a Super Bowl in ever, right? So I'm having all of that, I'm reliving that moment from '07, he just caught it, they're down inside the low red. But the most amazing play that happened in that series is the next play where they actually handed off to Lynch.
Yep.
And Dante Hightower, he makes a one-armed, one-shoulder tackle because his shoulder was separated.
I was watching at that moment on the sidelines, and I'm watching. Everyone knew the ball was going to Marshawn on that play too because he was steaming.
He was rolling.
And I saw it, and I was like, oh, he's it? Oh,
yeah.
Okay, all right, regroup. So because he made a great play.
It's always the play that sets up the play,
that's
and that's, you talk about mental toughness, you talk about preparation, you talk about transitioning and staying in the moment, and going from one play to the next. So that was a huge play for us. Dante Hightower, he saved that game on that play. So, the clock is running.
1 yard line.
Yeah, Seattle's subbing. Obviously high drama, right? Super Bowl, so, no problem.
26 seconds to go.
So the clock is moving. So I know what I'm going to call. We had put the defense in. It was goal line 3 corner. I hadn't run this defense, probably 10 years. It probably was longer. And you know what the crazy thing about this defense is, every training camp, Bill would come to me. He was like, hey, did we put goal line 3 corner in yet? And I'd be like, yeah, no, we didn't put that in yet, Bill. We didn't put that in yet. Because I was like, I'm never going to call this. When am I going to call this? This was a matchup versus what we call 11 personnel.
Yep.
So 1 tight end, 1 back, 3 wide receivers. A little bit of a lighter group, but it was a heavy, run-stopping front for us. And I'm like, we'll just blitz in those situations, whatever the case may be. I'm like, so we never put it in. Man, we win the AFC Championship game, and I'm like, we have to play Seattle. And I remember walking into the defensive staff room, Monday, and I just looked at the staff and I go, you guys aren't going to believe this. They're like, what? I'm like, we're putting in goal line 3 corner. They're like, what are you talking? They're like, we haven't run that play in we haven't run this play in 12 years. I'm like, listen, it's going in. We got to get it in for goal line. We got to make sure we rep it. I got to see it. I got to change it. And it was a process over 2 weeks just to get that thing up and running again.